Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Many have spoken eloquently this afternoon, given you numbers, talked about dollars and cents. However, there is also a bigger picture here. When I came to this House, some good friends of mine gave me a card that I have on my desk. It was Thomas Jefferson. He said, "Government big enough to give you everything you need is big enough to take everything you have." Their biggest concern when I came here was this place would change me. The people that sent me here asked me to help change this culture, to stand against business as usual, and we have a chance to do that today. We have a chance to have a real cut in spending for the first time in probably anybody's memory here. Now, the other side has given great lip service to fiscal responsibility. But what cuts do they support? They're opposed to any cuts in education. However, 40% of our budget is in education. They're opposed, apparently, to any cuts in public welfare. Another 40% are in public welfare. So I asked them, with 80% of our budget off limits, what cuts do they support? There's not a single one of us here that would not like to fund some line item at a higher level than we have done it here. There's not a single one of us that don't think education is important. But there are other things important as well. Many have set up straw men today. We've talked about the Delaware loophole. Any accountant in this room on either party can tell you there's much more made of that than there is reality. We've heard about the Marcellus Shale severance tax, and we all know even under the most onerous proposal, that's a drop in the bucket to the $4 billion structural deficit we face. We've heard about surplus revenues, and we all know they're an illusion. A previous speaker talked about mythical allegations of waste, fraud, and abuse in public welfare. And I find that interesting because obviously Jack Wagner, a Democrat Auditor General, disagrees. And why does he disagree? Because he had the honesty to look at it without party influence. He looked at the facts. And more importantly, our constituents know this. If there's not one of you that haven't been in a grocery store and have had a constituent come up and talk about their anger about the waste and fraud they have seen. The previous gentleman also talked about this budget would undo great accomplishments. And I don't know what great accomplishments he's talking about. I've always been under the impression that government is not the source of our great accomplishment, but it's our people. And our people have produced great accomplishments even under the great burdens we have placed them under. Another speaker talked movingly about the middle class and the fact that it's disappearing. I'm a product of that middle class, and the fact of which I am very proud. And there's not a day goes by on this House floor when I don't think about what we're doing and how it impacts them. Not big business, not any other special interest, but the regular men and women in this Commonwealth that get up every day. There's a common term out there, makers versus takers, that I've heard a lot about in the last couple of years, and I think it's really true. These people are the makers. They don't want a government handout. They want to use their own money to raise their own kids and live their own lives. And they resent the fact that we take that money to give to every special interest group to support our electoral ambitions rather than doing what's right for those people, the salt of the earth in this Commonwealth. I would have to say this, I do agree with the gentleman that the middle class is disappearing. And I would say to the minority party that you are crushing them with your support of excessive spending. I would say that, in fact, you are crucifying the middle class upon a cross of debt. I would ask you to support House Bill 1485. Thank you.